Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kryo... Oops. Can't believe right off the bat I read Kryo Esports. That's gonna go on the blooper reel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Have Faith Esports Weekend 2, as I get my second win at it. It will be Kryo Esports versus Katarina Wine Mixers in this matchup at the 6 p.m. mark. And thankfully I won't be doing this alone, as I will have...
Me, Sonic Abs, coming in hot. Or Rivington the 4th.
I was about to say, aren't you Remington the 4th? Well, Remington the 4th, I made quite a grievous error right off the bat. What a funny little mistake. I'm glad nobody will ever be able to know I made that mistake. Not once ever. Nobody will never know ever. Right, Sonic?
Yeah, sure. You know what's funny, guys? He asked me who's on which side, and I repeated the names correctly, and then he messes up as soon as it starts.
You are one of the most funnest casters I've had in quite a long time, Sonic. Thank you very much for joining me on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ourselves right into this matchup, shall we? As we wait now, we'll let you guys know real quick that the Katarina Wine Mixers are on the blue side, and the Kryo Esports crew are on the red side as we get it right into this matchup here. Zeit is going to be the one banning for, or I should say against, the Kryo Esports crew. So let's see what they are going to get done this time around as we see some new faces on the Kryo Esports team and some new faces as well on the Katarina Wine Mixers.
Oh yeah, I feel like this is going to be definitely an interesting match. The bans, though, I feel like Kryo is just... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, I feel like they're just going to ban all out late game, but I was wrong already.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So Renekton already taken right off the board here. The thing is, Zeit is a bit of a new face. They don't really have their dominant top laner as they have in the past. This is a brand new top laner, so getting rid of a lane bully does seem like an interesting ideal, considering Lee Sin has a bit of a history of taking some interesting top laning choices. I wonder what he will take this time. Actually, no. He went with a unexpected top laner. I don't recall what it was. I think it was an AD carry in the top laner. No, it was somebody else. Can't really recall it exactly, but he took a brand new strategy into the top lane and didn't exactly pay off against that Renekton. But it is off the board this time around, so now Zeit has got to think of a new top laner to take into this, as it looks like they've got rid of not only two junglers, but they've also got rid of Janna on top of that. While on the opposite side, Renekton, Lulu, and Twisted Fate are all off the board. Zeit has quickly made his decision and takes Tristana right away.
Yeah, Tristana's a power pick. If she's left open, you should definitely pick her up right from the start. She's one of the ADCs. You can play her into just about anyone, and she should do fine. Yeah, I would say the only ADC she struggles with is just Caitlyn.
Indeed. Me also, gotta be honest with you, looks like Yasuo might be a power pick as well, as Lee Sin has secured it immediately and could be Aquatic Dark's mid lane, or it could be Lee Sin's top lane, depending on circumstances.
I would say that's Yasuo top, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through the tank build, because it's starting to be a thing again, but from a couple of Yasuos that I've seen.
Really? Like, oh yeah, the whole Frozen Mallet thing?
Yep.
That's coming back again. I've always not liked that one. Very interesting decision here by Aquatic Dark. He's sitting on the Master Yi, but they already have a jungler Rek'Sai. What could Master Yi be doing here?
I have no clue.
They're currently debating if they want to commit to this. They decide to go with the Tree Maokai. And on the opposing side here, we have Tristana, Sejuani, and Malzahar. But on to the Kryo Esports guys, we got Yasuo, Rek'Sai, and Maokai. I. You know, they got vowels for endings, I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm. And that
MJ Letty, yeah,
definitely...
you are not wrong, man. I'm going to decide after this match who I will be spectating in this case streaming, because we have two 9 p.m. games, quite an unfortunate circumstance, which means one of the games I'm going to miss might be the better game or might be the worser game. I will never know, but I have to make that decision, and that's something that I hope will never happen again for week 3.
I feel like that Maokai is definitely a huge flex pick for the size of the Esports. Because you can just throw him at support, you can throw him at jungle or top lane. I feel like they just picked him up just because it's Maokai. Like, Maokai is incredible tank.
MG Letty, that is a loaded statement, man. I don't know what a better game really is. Is it the game you're playing, or is it the game that I should have picked? That's the real question. Because I don't know exactly how to answer that one, MG Letty. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Sonic. You were saying?
Oh, I finished my point.
Oh, well then I was rude for not listening.
Oh.
Well, okay, here. As well, we have Xayah has been selected for the AD carry in this position here. I'm starting to think Maokai's top and Yasuo is going to be the mid laner. I think that's pretty much confirmed here, which is why Malzahar has been selected to try to deal with it. And I think Malzahar, basically all of his abilities go through Yasuo's wind wall, I think. All of them?
They should, yeah.
At least go around it for sure. But anyway, Kayle has been selected as well, which means we have a Kayle top lane, one of the rare sights of one of the most dominating top laners to ever grace the mid and late game environment. Kayle just seems to be stronger and stronger every second they're out there.
Yeah, and if it's Maokai top, Kayle should win lane. Like, Kayle can just straight up out push the Maokai. Just shove him out of the lane. Then you just freeze it at his tower.
Indeed. But Karma has been selected to support the Tristana, and Braum has been selected to support the Breezy. Gotta be honest here, I'm actually a little concerned that why they didn't just take the, the early supports and then just try to, like, feng shui it into picking, like, later champions after that. But hey, when you feel like you've got the comp you want, the champions you want, you don't really worry about having backup supports. So I find it quite interesting that they take something a little bit more on the pokey side with Tristana and a more protective side with Xayah. Interesting, I'd say.
It comes down to team comps and what that team is most comfortable with. It looks like Maokai is actually going jungle and it's Rek'Sai top.
Rek'Sai top? Lee Sin? Are you kidding me? You're going with another off-meta top laner yet again. Well, in this case, I think break the meta top laner, depending on how his performance is against Kayle. I don't know about his performance here, but it looks like he is committing to it. Rek'Sai in the top lane. What a gamble.
I'm calling it right now. His first item's gonna be Titanic Hydra into a Frozen Mallet.
Okay. I believe it. I believe you. I think you're right. Anyway, MG Letty, yeah, you're not wrong. But 2-1 is just as close as 3-0. So to be fair, it could, the 2-1 game might be insanely close considering both teams have come to a defeat, which means we don't know exactly who's better or not. But when you go down to 3-0, 3-0, it's just as much of a guess, honestly. Challenger C. Lynn telling me, gosh dang it, Army, I'm a god. Says it boldly, proudly, and with confidence.
Well, then prove it. Don't say it.
And we will see here. We will see here as well if Kryo can get themselves another victory here, add on to their win streak, and possibly join the rest of the crew here with the 0-3s. I mean the 3-0s. Sorry. MG Letty, I see what you're saying, man. Don't you pressure me, though. I'm just saying that I don't like that I have to choose. That's what I'm saying. I know you saying it's not a choice. I'm saying basically it is, and that's why I'm upset about it. But that's the bottom line of that topic. Let's get back to the more important part, the game here. And we talk about hot players and we talk about cold players. Right now, we got a lot of cold players on both sides here. Kind of this heat imbalance in some regards, honestly. Breezy, Lee Sin, these guys have been very hot or cold lately. They've either been like really promising, well-rounded output and just really good Miracle Maker, especially Challenger Sealin. He's just been consistently good or bad, very flip-floppy. But this game, I think he might be a little bit room temperature as of right now because of that performances he's had in the past. As for Breezy, I gotta know if he is going to be dominant, because he was dominant once before, and I'd love to see it again. I see a very hot Breezy right now. Very hot wind. Like a radiator. On to the opposite side here, we have a very iceberg-like team that is just really very cold around the edges, cold on the inner core, cold all over the place. But when you get a good grasp around it, you kind of feel a little bit of that light, chilled surface. Kind of like a glass in a way. When you get a good squeeze, it kind of breaks. And you can kind of feel a little bit of warmth in it. And that's what I'm kind of feeling from Katarina wine mixers right now. I feel a little bit of that warmth. And I feel like they can be very warm in some cases. So I'm going to really see what's going to happen to come down here. Anyway, it looks like Jokernoder has finally dropped into this conversation here. Jokernoder has already made some opinions of his own here. Truth be told, I would be more interested right now to see who exactly... Oh, what in the world? Oh, whoopsies. Here we go. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the minor mix-up here. That ought to fix the issue here. It looks like I made a bit of a mistake, but it looks like we are good to go.
I like how
it's weird.
You were talking about the team's vibes, because you know that you went real deep with that. You went real deep.
You think?
Oh yeah, you were diving into the ocean, my friend.
You know what? I haven't even described how cold an ocean really is. You know what? I think I'll probably use that as my next example, depending on how game 2 comes around.
The radiator example.
Hey man, look. When you think of heat rays, what do you think comes about here? You look at the sun, you feel the heat from the sun. No. That's too hot in my opinion. I think the radiator is like the type of heat that it's like you're happy that it's there in the wintertime, but in the summertime you really wish it wasn't there. And right now it's like not hot enough and not cold enough in the fall time right now. So I feel like that is something you don't really want to have happen. Anyways.
I didn't understand what that meant, but we'll go with it.
Indeed we will. Anyway, let's hope for this circuit. Oh my goodness, what is going on with my my equipment here? Oh, I know why. Hold on. Aha, okay. I have full screen. There we go. Ha ha ha. That's better.
Well,
sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the minor confusion here and the black screen. I apologize for that. I will go ahead and fix this situation. I think right now you guys should be able to be seeing the screen at this time, but I don't. There's no.
Looks like Esports might try to catch out the karma right here.
Why is there no picture on the screen?
I'm pretty sure they spotted the karma. Yeah, they're rotating towards the karma.
Ah, there we go. I hope that should fix the situation right now,
might
folks.
Get caught,
sorry, everybody.
Like
sorry, Sonic. I didn't mean to cut you off here. There's been some technical difficulties, but it looks like I just fixed it. Meanwhile, yeah, some minor skirmishes. As for who's doing what, I think you're all set to do play-by-play, I assume. You want to do that here, or which one would you prefer doing?
You can do play-by-play. I was just doing it because you were having issues, so I was just letting them know what was happening.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyway, final say on the matter here. I don't have a choice, is what you guys are trying to really push. You and Joker... MG, Letty, and Joker, you both are trying to say you should do the 3-0 game. So yeah, that's what you guys are saying.
We'll worry about that after the game.
We'll have to worry. Yeah, you're right. we'll have to do about afterwards. Thank you, Sonic, for saying the accurate truth.
They need to just stop talking about it in the chat, guys.
Just talk about it. Stop talking about it. Ari needs focus.
Standard starts for both sides.
Sonic, let's be fair. I don't know if you play any Kale or Rek'Sai, but how do you think this match is supposed to go on the top side?
I'm gonna assume Kale is just gonna straight out bully the Rek'Sai just because he has a ranged attack. But if Rek'Sai can, just play his cards right, I feel like he could kill the Kale early on just because I think he'll have more damage, maybe, as soon as he gets a damage item, and if he doesn't die.
Well, it seems like that's just about the sum of certain things. Yasuo is getting some big pressure onto... Oh, whoa, Tristana at the same time is also almost going to go down from that Braum passive. Wow, Buggy's got him on the ropes again. Buggy is just... There's an amazing thing about Buggy. He really randomly shows, like, how amazing he can do out there in the game. But at times, he's been really hit or miss. When things start to snowball, he ends up being one of the first things that kind of tumbles out of control. And when things really get out of hand, Buggy really goes down swinging. Last time I saw his best performance here, I would say, was his Poppy game. Even despite the fact that his team ended up losing, he did really show a really nice job.
Hello?
Anyway, Zeit is also going to be rooted here. They got him completely locked off. Can Kale get out of this? No way! The tree with the punch right to the side of the chest? What do you think? It punched him in the arm? That punch looked like he punched him right in the side there. It's a solid punch right to the kidneys. No way you can survive a hit like that from a tree monster like that. So that will be Kale going down for the first blood here. And Silencio will confirm it. Silencio is actually taking a non-assassin jungler. Last time I saw that, I think was his first game, where he took a tank, Maokai, just like he did in the past. But to see him not do it here just seems kind of interesting, I'd say. Jaguar gonna return some fire here. Buggy is kind of wedged into a bad spot here, and that is a big missed opportunity, I'd say, by Karma. Karma probably could have just chained Buggy, and Buggy would have been in a horrible spot there. Wookieheart just really misread the situation, I'd say.
Yeah, Katarina and Wine Mixers played their cards pretty good to get out of that. It looked like the ADC had dodged the skill shot as well. But what surprises me is that the Kale top lane decided not to flash. She held onto her flash and just instead decided to die. Instead of trying to expend 2 flashes for 1.
I also realized another thing that seems to be going on here, folks. It looks like I've got the names in the wrong places. What a time to come back.
Looks like Kale is gonna go back onto again.
No way to get out of this situation.
No,
going
Kale
to force the flash. And there's the flash. Whoa, took a little extra time to do so. Zeit is going to hit over the wall here, but Jaguar is going to go down regardless. That damage from the E has came through. Lee Sin ain't done yet. Zeit is on the run yet again. No flash and no way to get out of this one. Will Rek'Sai go for the dive? They have changed their mind and not have committed towards the dive here. It looks like Zeit is struggling up there as Maokai is abusing the Kale top.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, right off the bat here, the Katarina Wine Mixers are currently, I would say, struggling a little bit at this stage, as it looks like the Kryo Esports has got the upper hand in that top lane so far. What do you think, Sonic?
Oh yeah, this Rek'Sai pick is actually starting to go out of control with the Maokai. It's so easy to kill the Kale. She has no escape. It's too much CC. She can't handle it. And now that she doesn't have flash, I would expect them to gank the lane again immediately.
I mean, how can you go wrong, honestly? When you've got a champion like Kale with no ability to escape but a minor movement speed increase from the heal, you know, it just seems like a wise decision just to keep adding the pressure onto the Kale, so that way it just leads to free kills.
I'm surprised this Malzahar, though, is getting pushed out of the lane. That surprises me a little bit against the Yasuo.
Yasuo is a very slippery noodle, very hard to hold down, but does have the ultimate this time. So I would expect
Very slippery noodle.
Indeed, I would expect some sort of engage from Zeit, maybe even like a top lane gank, a bot lane gank, to reinforce the Malzahar. Maybe get some quick damage on the Yasuo, grab him, catch him, bring him down.
Looks like the Yasuo's roaming bot.
Handle.
Maybe. Oh no! It looks like he's gonna get the little scuttle crab here.
Not a bad option here. Buggy's gonna take some minor harass from A-Rock. And nothing too serious going on here, despite Breezy taking some minion damage at half health. No engage strategy yet.
Now, I'm surprised this Rek'Sai is not going all in on this kill. Like, he straight up is just going to outdamage her.
Trying to force Kale away from the CS, perhaps, and it looks like that's exactly what Rek'Sai is really taking advantage of. Kale has actually retreated all the way from that position in the wave all the way back to tower just to avoid another gank from Maokai. That's the greatness of a gank by the Maokai. It just forces the enemy top laner to just, you know, take a huge distance back, prevent any of the wave from getting close. So I hope Lee Sin can continue that kind of great pressure. Aquatic.
The only thing he did wrong there is that he pushed the wave to kill, and she only had lost 1 minion in experience. He should have tried to freeze the lane, but it looks like he's going to hit mid lane.
Indeed. Reflex, thank you for joining into the chat, man.
There was a flash mid lane from the Malzahar. He flashed out, so he got out.
Alt, it looks like Braum wants to make the commitment. Wookiee Heart is low enough, is going to end up taking some big damage here. Braum is going to help with that engage enough for Silencio to get his CC to get locked in there. A-Rock runs right underneath the tower, and Buggy almost goes down, but won't go down far enough. Oh boy, it's going to be some big engage time as Nucking has been completely surrounded by 5 members. A-Rock and Wookiee Heart's gotta get out of this situation, but they've got nowhere to go.
TP. Kale has TP. Why did she never TP?
Oh no. I don't think TP was going to help out with that, to be honest. That's 5 members. I don't think Kale can do anything.
He should have TP way before that, though. As soon as that TP was seen.
Indeed, but now the 5-man bot's going to take advantage of that tower coming down here. It's going to be a 5-man take of the bot tower at 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
30 minutes?
Yeah, 30 minutes, oops. I'm so used to games going to 30 minutes. It's a reflex, really. Cloud Drake time, says Lee Sin, so they're going to go ahead and do it.
Kale, yeah, I don't even think Kale can get the top tower. Like, she doesn't have the damage to get that top tower. Unless they just decided to leave her on the island for a minute. But I'm pretty sure the Rek'Sai can make it back to lane just before the tower's gone.
Indeed. I think Joker seems to have a very interesting opinion here. What they need to do is leave top lane alone and focus mid lane. Since Malzahar is 6, it's a free gank all day. I think that is a good option for Jaguar Paw, but I don't know if that's going to happen for Nucking, who really could use a gank right around now.
Because now it seems like the bot lane is rotated mid, and the Malzahar is just going to get shoved in the whole time now.
Kale has been pressuring that top tower for a really long time now, and actually managed to get some very high damage onto it. Zeit decides to take the safe route here, probably going to go ahead and back at a safe distance. I think it's a good call here, instead of trying to force the tower down. Let's hope he does not regret that later.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, Rek'Sai will get to the tower just before it's taken, so now Kale's going to have to sit in top lane and wait for it again. But Rek'Sai's so far ahead that Kale won't be able to walk up to the tower to do any damage to it.
Right, but in the bot lane here, I wouldn't be surprised if Yasuo and Maokai start heading down to the bot lane and try and make some good plays. I mean, they don't have a tower anymore, and they're already very pushed up. I would say that's a good time to set up a gank at bot side.
Looks like Maokai is looking for the Sejuani.
Oh, it's gank time! That's what I would have said if Yasuo wasn't immediately losing. He actually takes a massive amount of damage from Nucking and forced to back off. Nutting has gotten the damage upper hand here, but Yasuo has way more attack speed. Quickly cuts down the Malzahar, and down he goes again. I cannot... One of those rare occasions here. And that's another situation where I think Aquatic probably should have made a run for it way sooner. Ends up dying against the Sejuani after the immediate returning gank.
Oh yeah, Sejuani played the cards right, but I don't know if it was worth it to get one kill for a flash.
Let's take a look at the ward coverage currently. We only see about 2 control wards by none other than the Kryo Esports, who are still trying to keep their ward advantage per game average against their opponents here. Meanwhile, Katarina Mixers have a mere 1 control ward at the 12-minute mark. Let's hope for the rest of the games in this week we'll see a lot more control ward action at around this time.
And then right now that control ward isn't really doing anything for Catalina Wine Mixers.
Hey Pedro, I like to eat pizza too, man. Pizza's fun. Once again,
so what do you think Catalina Wine Mixers need to do to try to get out of this mess?
Right at this time, it's really difficult to say. The thing is, if you can somehow get Zeit to get really fed, I feel like you can kind of rally around Zeit's performance. Remember, Kale is a carry and can really dominate the game if necessary. So getting, like, when the game starts to get around 20 minutes, to just try to play around Zeit, try to get Zeit in the right position. You know, Wookiee Heart can give him some barriers, some good peel protection, and then just try to get Kale into that late game position, because when that happens, it makes it all the easier for Tristana to get in a better position, I'd say. Breezy, it looks like, forget about my strategy. A-Rock is going to go ahead and fight Breezy 1v1. A-Rock is going to push Breezy away, and it's going to be Breezy coming out with a nice double kill. But unfortunately, Jaguar is going to end that right away before there's a second opportunity for the triple, and Sejuani now takes the double. Breezy caught a good break here by A-Rock's misreading of his damage, and it looks like the ultimate actually saved Breezy, giving him some extra time to get some more damage out there. Bit of a slight misread on damage. Poor A-Rock, who thought he was going to grab himself a bunch of kills in this one, now ends up going to be a free kill for Breezy in the long and short of it.
Yeah, and I totally agree. It looks like the Sejuani, though, now that he's 3-1, I feel like he's going to have to start carrying the team through this early game, because he's actually pretty hard to kill at the moment. He's got a lot of health on him stacked up right now. And it looks like he's setting up for the mid lane.
Aquatic is going to be pressured back here, but Breezy roots him in, and Malzahar's going to pay heavily for misreading that situation. And it's going to be the passive that locks him in, and Sejuani goes down, and Buggy, good tank, prevents it from Aquatic taking any extra damage. And once again, trying to isolate the situation here. Great job out of Kryo Esports for just picking the team apart one piece at a time. Just realized that's one of the pentakill skins. Just realized that.
Looks like
is going to regret fighting against the Zeit as he goes down here, but meanwhile Lee Sin quickly jumps the 80 carry Tristana, and Wookiee Heart is going to get CC locked down for all eternity, and eventually splash damage takes him out. Yasuo will end up getting bursted meanwhile in the mid lane.
Unless you want him to throw the tiles on it.
We got Rek'Sai here, 5-0-2, doing a very good job so far. Jaguar Paw has got to really do a very good job out here. He has no idea how low that Drake is. It's already at 2,000. He uses the ult prematurely to try to get the CC down to slow down the process with 800. Oh my goodness, Jaguar steals the Infernal Drake! Buggy's on the run, but he will go down regardless. The CC has been landed onto the tree, and he's got nowhere to go. It's going to be Sejuani grabbing 2 more kills. Jaguar Paw with the incredible steal on the Infernal Drake. What a very fortunate situation for Jaguar. He's been really at the right place at the right time so far this game.
Yeah, that was a very well-timed smite. So that's definitely going to boost their confidence going through this game. And with Kale getting a kill, that's definitely going to help out. What I feel like they need to do, though, is leave this mid tower. They need to go back and buy their items. Buy some items and stack up. Because there's no waves that are pushing towards your towers. Your waves are pushing, except for top lane. Someone's going to have to answer that one.
Tristana and Karma have finally taken the bot tower, so money's starting to get a little bit closer. But for right now, it's a 4,000 gold lead advantage here for the Kryo Esports guys, as it looks like they have the game right where they want it right now. Silencio has lost his Cloud Drake passive here after Malzahar takes a bit of damage from the sapling. No engage. I was thinking Silencio was kind of trying to set up for something, but I guess that's not the case. No attempt at blue after all.
Katarina and Mixer's got Infernal, not Cloud Drake.
Right here, if I was a betting man, they're going to continue to try to take the top off of the wine mixers. Okay, Zite will now go down after all of that effort here. And it looks like Sejuani is now being wedged in by all the tanks in the entire enemy team here. Buggy is trying to help make it easier for the kill, and Lee Sin does secure it. Once again, a 6-0 Rek'Sai now. Fight. This could not be going any more better for Lee Sin. This is exactly what he was looking for in this game.
Mm-hmm. Rek'Sai is now, like I said, Titanic Hydra. Looks like he's going into Black Cleaver and not, what was the other item I said he was going to get?
I think Frozen Mallet? Were you saying Frozen Mallet? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Frozen Mallet. Looks like he's going to get Black Cleaver next.
Although, if Yasuo is going Frozen Mallet, I don't know if you want to, like, have 2 Frozen Mallets.
No, if the Yasuo Frozen Mallet build's only for top lane. In mid lane, you go full crate carry.
I see. Ooh, Breezy takes out the target here and goes ahead and lets Silencio now get a double kill. Silencio does not have a lot of mana, but secures 2 kills here. Poor Breezy probably wanted that double kill for himself, so he can probably set himself up for a penta opportunity, but he's not going to get it.
That was a
depression here as Breezy goes down because of the tick damage. Lee Sin has a lot of damage himself. It's going to go right after that Tristana with the jumping ultimate, slicing her right in half. And Sejuani once again grabs himself another double kill. Lee Sin is trying to get out of here. I don't think he's going to get that chance. The tick damage has guaranteed Jaguar not 1, not 2, but 3 kills now, as Jaguar has been on the cleanup crew today.
That was 4 kills.
Yeah, if I was Jaguar, I would start thinking about changing my build to perhaps a little bit more aggressive. Grab a Sheen, perhaps, maybe an Iceborne Gauntlet, get some extra damage, because at this point, you're looking like a carry.
Yeah, 9, 3, and 1 Sejuani, like, you're basically unkillable. He straight up fought 3 tanks under a tower and lived for the longest time.
Whoa, for the longest time. That's a melody from a song I don't know. Anyway, Braum takes some good damage. It is not going to be enough. Buggy actually walks right back in to try to apply some CC. Jaguar grabs himself his 10th kill this game. But finally, the mighty Sejuani has fallen.
All right, Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus. What do you mean?
The mighty Sejuani has fallen.
I'm surprised League of Legends don't have that kind of system where they say, like when someone gets godlike, they need to say the mighty Kale has fallen or something. Zeit is about to 1v1 against the Lee Sin. He is so confident, he's not even concerned here. Zeit has juked Lee Sin.
He had
Zeit. I don't even.
He had ult and stopped fighting.
Oh no. Why would you even attempt that move? Now loses the teleport as Zeit once again has lost to the Rek'Sai as his incredible 8-1 is clearly way out in front against the Kayle and his damage. By the way, if you guys aren't aware, Kayle is clearly going for a different type of item. Seems to be going for the Hurricane.
Or yeah, Hurricane.
He's going for the Hurricane. Why?
That's an item you get on Kayle. Usually it's towards the later portion of Kayle.
You think you'd go like Rage Blade or something, you know?
Yeah, normally it's what's that AP item called?
Wit's End.
Whatever that. Yeah, Wit's End, and then you go into
Yeah, but it's like,
Yeah,
I know it's Rage Blade. I know you get the Rage Blade. I know that for a fact. I've seen so many Kayles go Rage Blade after they get their Gnasher's Tooth for that extra umph and damage. But Wit's End is kind of like one of those items if there's like a lot of AP, but their team doesn't have a lot of AP on them. There's like very little, in fact. It's mostly physical damage, which is why the Sejuani has gone for a stone plate, so that way you get a nice little balance in tank and damage. But for right now, I just see the circumstance here, and I feel like Tristana is struggling here, and for obvious reasons. They're like going right for A-Rock. Ooh, the stun here. A-Rock's got a chance to take out Silencio. That is a lot of tick damage. A-Rock grabs himself his first kill in this match.
But it
Buggy
looks like they're about
uses
to
the
lose
ultimate
the
to get some
mid
CC onto Nucking, who's got nowhere to go, forces himself to use the ult. Buggy goes down, but Lee Sin grabs himself his 9th kill into this match. Jaguar trying to provide the CC to stop Breezy from hitting. Breezy has finally gone down, and A-Rock gets himself his 2nd kill here. Lee Sin uses the ultimate to get himself the kill on A-Rock, but the CC is too much for him, and Karma grabs and secures the kill. Jaguar is CC locked down for enough for Yasuo to grab himself the double kill and the ace.
Now that was a crazy fight on both sides, and Esports, in my opinion, played that fight poorly. They're too far ahead to lose against them like that.
You know,
they didn't
to give
protect
kill after
Breezy
kill
at all
after yeah,
throughout the whole fight.
I agree. They kind of took a lot of very bizarre risks, honestly, like very out of left field risks to try to like force a play to happen, and they just were not together because Breezy was just kind of like over there when Buggy made that engage, and like the tanks were just nowhere to be found. So like a lack of coordination, I'd say, is what really led them to not doing what they needed to do here.
Yeah,
with 10 kills right now and 2 deaths, he is now currently ahead of Jaguar Paw, I'd say, in pressure here. Poor Jaguar, I think he probably didn't realize how ahead he was and probably should have grabbed himself a Sheen. Could have got himself some extra damage in the next team fight. But let's see if this is going to be the last one here. Ooh, the permanent CC onto Jaguar has caused him to be nothing more than a giant stone statue that seems to be slowly being broken apart. Wookieert has lost a lot of health and is forced to back off, and Sejuani once again CC locked down forever and could not get out of that one. They're trying to back off here. Zeit goes down to Breezy. Breezy is on the rampage as they're shoving past the tower here to get more damage onto the back line. They finally, after waiting quite a while for that wave, Buggy has decided to tank the tower himself as he walks straight through it.
There we go. Okay, well, it looks like this could be the end, because it seems like Esports, their tank line is just unkillable at this point. Maokai is to the point where he can sustain through his passive very easily.
I do find it kind of interesting here. I'm looking at the video right now. It looks as if there's some lag issues going on. Yeah, very consistent ones at
Tristana
that.
just went down to the Lee Sin on the Rick side with his ult. They're gonna have 3 inhibitors down for Katarina wine mixers.
Thank you very much, Chris Keck. I'll have to take a look at it and see what's going on here. It does seem kind of awkward that there is a lag issue happening.
So Johnny
I'll
goes
take a look
in.
at it after this.
The Maokai ult comes out. The triple Yasuo ult into this Maokai lockdown on the Sejuani. Sejuani's going to go down here. It looks like it's
12
GG.
kills, 10 kills for the Yasuo here. And there you have it. The game has finally come to a conclusion. I'll go ahead and take a look at everything, guys, and see if I can fix the stream here. It does seem kind of awkward that the stream has suddenly became so very laggy all of a sudden. Let me see here and see what the problem is. Ooh, interesting. It looks as if it seems to be some sort of internet issue. Let's see what is the reason for this. I gotta plug in here. Oh, I know why, actually. I know exactly why it's happening. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm quite sorry for the lag that has happened so far here. There is a very obvious reason for this. It is because my brother is currently using the internet downstairs, so that's why I'm actually having consistent lag issues throughout this entire stream. I apologize for that, but let's go ahead and say some quick information and show you guys some stats while I go ahead and see if I can fix the issue. Anyway, with a 29,000 damage mark by Xayah, that's a lot of damage for the AD carry, and you could see throughout the match why that was very good. Ooh, a little bit of poor show on the warding coverage here. Although slightly ahead was Kryo and their warding coverage, I do find it a little bit unfortunate. Let's see if I can. There's got to be some way I can fix this. Maybe if I restart it, maybe? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can restart the stream to see if I can fix this. But anyway, guys, final words here before I restart the stream. Karma, 24 wards, very impressive job, honestly. Total damage to champions. Looks like Xayah ends up dealing the most in that game. Good job out of Breezy, being a damaging, dealing threat. But anyway, guys, I will be right back. Let's go ahead and get everything prepped for the next one. I'm going to go ahead and try to refresh the stream to see if that fixes my problem. Be right back, everybody.